Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions JP, let's have a look at Attack Aerith. And there is the setup. You could actually do any of the three sub-jobs for an Attack Aerith, but for this video we'll just do the main sub-job, the Final Fantasy VII White Mage. Later I want to do a review of Aerith, and then I'll talk about all of the different aspects of her. But with the main job, White Mage, as the sub-job, she will get access to the very large AoE attack. That's the same as Mediana's Limit Break. And then she also has the Fireworks Vision card for Ruinja. Although the first fights here, she does not have that card. The later fights, she has that. But I fiddled with the agility so that Aerith would act first, began casting re-raise on Mont, and then Mont would move to the front. If Mont was too fast, then Aerith would just cast re-raise on herself, which could be useful in the right situation, but I want it on Mont. And then I'm using a Christmas Mashiri. I feel bad using her at this point to show off to global players, because really, she's a JP exclusive. Who knows when she's going to get the EX jobs. Alright, but Oberon there, he put the physical barriers on himself. And then I turned off a lot on Aerith. Basically, I left on re-raise and then her Limit Break, and then everything else is just the attacks. But as you can see, she puts a lot of priority on those things. I kind of feel like if you turn... Well, I did a little bit of testing as well. If you turn off re-raise and then the Limit Break, and she kind of goes to the front too quickly, if you leave on a couple like healing stuff, then she will stay back better. Okay, but there, finally an attack from Aerith, Element Ray. That is an EX job upgraded skill, but will do damage and will take away AP as well. It can only target in a straight line, but even if the targeted character moves out of that line, you'll still cast it and hit them wherever they go. So kind of weird for aiming. And then lots of casting times on Aerith as well. So she can be a little bit difficult to use as an attacker. And actually, I'll just say this up front, but she's probably more trouble than she's worth. She has the highest magic value in the game. I haven't looked at dressed up Gorasira, but before her release at least, Aerith had the highest magic value in the game, so she can do the damage. And then with the Rune Blade, I think it is, the sub-job, she has some support abilities to give her like Spirit Penetration and like Water Attack up. So she has some ways to get around defenses, but she is really a glass cannon. And I would say for most people, just use Helena with a Trustmaster, or use Luel, or any of the other recent magic users. They'll be beefier than Aerith, and easier to use, I think. But I've had a lot of fun kind of tinkering with Aerith. This is one of the aspects of the game that I enjoy most. Kind of taking like underrated or hard to use characters and trying to make them work. But this team, this is a versus physical team. So both Mont and Mashiri I have kind of built very high for defense or slash resistance. And then Aerith, you know, she gets usually good damage on physical attackers with her magic attacks. And then for Megamont, I have like given him bells, you know, for more AP. And then I turned off his big AoE slash resistance break. And that seems to get his Limit Break out more often, so we'll see that a lot this video. Okay, but Oberon's Limit Break, very strong. But my Christmas Mashiri is built pretty well, so should be able to take it. Alright, then we got Berserk on these two guys here. They're still doing decent damage, however. Okay, Ruinja from the Vision card, 6,000 damage on Cloud, that's good. The big advantage that Ruinja has even though it's more expensive. It's like 40-something AP, which is way more than any of her other attacks. The advantage... Oh, here's Element Ray again. So damage and then AP down. The advantage of Ruinja is the range. Because the Element Ray, it can only go out in a straight line, and then her very big AoE attack, it might be too big, so you can't use it. If you're going to hit one of your teammates, then the AI is not going to select that attack. So Ruinja, being able to kind of target on diagonals and also being single target, might be the preferred spell for her. So yeah, that's a really good vision card for her. That might be the key to unlocking her as an attacker. She has a lot of AP to start, but still, the 40 cost, that might be a problem. And Final Fantasy VII is coming fairly close to Global's release. I was trying to think of like a real kind of succinct way to sum up the 4 characters, like who's good for who. I think Cloud and Tifa, they're easy to use. They're good for like beginning players. While Barret and Aerith are more difficult to use, and they're more for advanced or expert players. And I think Aerith, she has like different levels of difficulty. Depending on how you want to use her, that's how difficult she is to use. So it ranges from maybe, you know, intermediate to expert. But Barret, I'm having trouble figuring him out. I need to do more testing with him. I think he's just an expert character from top to bottom. Okay, Megamount goes down, even though he berserked the guys. Okay, Element Ray again, take down Oberon. Big damage on Aerith, alright. Aerith, she might actually be a better damage source than Yuna, but she just doesn't have similar survivability at all, so Aerith is the more difficult character to use. Alright, next. This is a pretty strong team. And then a little bit different movement there from Megamont. He was maybe drawn by the innate hate on their Megamont. Okay, but Garasuda's Trustmaster on Mashiri. Give her the slash resistance up. And for a long time, I really slagged on re-raise. But there's one big advantage that it has over like raise and full life. It's 100% it's 100% guaranteed to go off. You can't say that for either raise or full life. So in that sense, it's nice. That's something that always bothered me about just regular raise and full life. But yeah, for re-raise, it really has to, like when the character is raised, they really need to be the next person to act, or else I really don't see the benefit in it. Alright, but there, Christus Mashiri, her HP was down, so Aerith went towards her instead. Okay, 100% hit there. I'm really liking Megamont, and I'm glad... Oh, there's the super big AoE from Aerith. That's the first time she used that this video, I think. But yeah, 8,000 damage, that's not bad. But again, it's limited. It can be limited by an AoE that's too large. Oh, Element Ray again, and 4,000 damage on Megamont. She'll often do 6,000 damage on Megamont with that attack. And then I have done like 9,000 damage with that attack on a very weak character like Super Stern. Wasn't able to record that, unfortunately. Okay, last fight here. And I was going to say that Megamont has turned out to be one of my favorite characters, one of my most used characters. I was kind of lukewarm on him when he was announced, and then even after I pulled him, but he's ended up being great. Again, I love tanks, I want all the tanks. And it's funny how things work out. I was pulling for Barret, and I got Aerith by accident, and I was very sad about that. And then, yeah, if you know my feelings on Final Fantasy VII, I don't need to repeat them here. But with these games, like, the gameplay, it always overtakes the nostalgia for me. Like, I'll use characters that I don't know anything about, or even characters that I dislike, if they play fun. And that's how that's playing out here in War of the Visions as well. Okay, my Megamon has Don't Act and Stun, or Paralyze, one of those two. Okay, Ancient Ray. Oh, it also has the effect of Don't Move, so that could be useful too. Oh, Warrior of Light, Brave Holy, not quite enough to take down Aerith. Okay, Element Ray, another 4,000 damage. Nope, hate must be gone on my Megamon. Oh no! Okay, Drain Dive, break defense on Megamont. And very weird timing, but very late Limit Break from Mont. Okay, Berserk a couple guys. Alright, but that's basically the end of this fight. Right, weak to Pierce, Warrior of Light. Okay, so that was a look at Attack Aerith, and then sometime before her release, I'll do a level 120 review of her. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.